Okay, so we're going to mobilize the posterior hip, and what we want to do is just realize first there's two bones that make up the hip. You have your pelvis and your femur, and my little saying is that if the joint doesn't move, function won't improve. And when we're doing a butt stretch, it's really easy to get a bone moving, but the other bone moving with it because there's tightness or limitation. So what we're going to do here in this instance, we want to stretch this part of the hip, the posterior side, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to be in a face-down position. All right, and we're going to fix the position of the femur. So we're going to bring the leg under our body, and then we're going to physically move the pelvis on the fixed femur. Okay, and that's how you're going to feel an enormous stretch in the area because the tissues, the muscles, are actually just responding to the motion occurring at the joint. However, you could stretch, and you feel a stretch, but if the joint doesn't move, you're not really going to get a lasting result or the progress that you're looking for. So here's how we're going to do it. We're just going to sit down onto the ground. Okay, you get into like a push-up position. You're going to swoop one leg under your body. So we're going to come here. I'm going to use my right leg. I'm going to kick up and across the body, and if I look down, my leg should have taken on the picture of like a V. It should look like the letter V from my knee going out. From here, what I want to do is just go with my hands intact with the ground, as well as my feet are going to be tucked on the back side. Okay, so I don't want the toes like this. I want you to actually tuck them here so that you can actually move and control what's going on. Now, the position of the left foot, in this instance, the back foot, is going to control what I feel in the right hip. So the further I move back, or the further I move over, or the further I twist my foot in, is all going to affect how I'm feeling in that right hip. And those are just little tweaks for you to find your threshold, the point at which you can stretch your body, and then at some point you're going to need extra assistance, and that's where you're actually going to help yourself. So you're going to come into this position, and what we want to do from here is from knee up, we're going to slide back, we're going to move the leg over just a little bit behind the hip that we're trying to stretch, and let the foot angle in a pinch, let the knee down. That's going to set the position. Now from here what we want to do is drive a motion. We're going to use our hands on the pelvis, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my pelvis down so that it spins toward the hip I'm trying to stretch. So in this instance, it's the right hip. I'm going to push the hip down, and what this does is creates a very large increase in the stretch of my right butt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work that slowly. I'm going to go as deep as I can. I'm going to hold it for about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to release. I'm going to repeat that 5 times. So again, hand's going to come on the hip. I'm going to push that down and around the corner. You should feel that right butt stretching from this position. Hold it for about 5, and then come back out. If you feel any pinching in the groin, numbness in your leg, or anything other than a focused hip stretch, you want to readjust your position.